This is free to play Otis. I'm going to go through all of the champions here in the Mutant Arcade event quest, the side quest, and I'm going to look through all the nodes, and I'm going to give you guys an idea of who to bring in, how to counter all of these champions so that you can get the tokens, so that you can get to your stamp prices a little faster. So let's start with the first one, Nightcrawler. So his local node recharge, basically the only way that he gains power is by blocking. The only way that you gain power is by blocking, but he gains more power than you do. So if you guys recall, Nightcrawler, when he blocks for I think like 2 or 3 seconds, I think it's 2 seconds, he goes into swashbuckling mode and then he can't evade. But you might not want to do that because he might gain, a bar and a half of power before you're actually able to do that. So maybe it'd be a good idea to bring in a slow champion, or maybe Sunspot who has a really long stun, stuff like champions like that. Um, Basically, he's really annoying. His evade is super annoying, one of the most annoying ones in the game. So you need to be able to, if you don't have a slow, if you don't have Sunspot or anything like that, just parry heavy and just do that for the whole thing. He only has 9,200 pi. His health isn't very high, so it's not going to be a very long fight overall, but it is possible to get clipped because of his energy damage. So you got to be careful with that. Watch out for the block. Maybe bring in someone who is not super dependent on sorry, not super attacks, special attacks, um, who can just hit heavy on his own. Like Aegon is probably a good one as well. So yeah, that's a good counter to Nightcrawler. For Wolverine, uh, nothing special about him. No nodes. Just special 3. As long as you can fight in this game, as long as you're good at this game, you can take him out no problem. Maybe just have a bleed counter just in case he clips you or something like that. But other than that, he's relatively easy. Deadpool X-Force, just got to be careful whenever you bring him below 30% health. He's going to gain 2 bars of power, so you might want to bait out that special attack like right when he's at like 35 or 40%, just so that he doesn't get to a special 3. Or if he is going to get to a special 3, try to, chain a special attack, a heavy, or something like that once he's close to 30% health, so that you don't get that special 3, because that bleed damage off of that special 3 is what's really going to get you. So maybe bring in also a bleed immune champion into this fight just in case he does get up to a special 3. A power control champion is going to be good. Enervate, power lock, stuff like that. So yeah, let's move on to Rogue. This is probably going to be the fight that gives people the most problems because of that, because of her node. The Aegis, I think, I'm not sure how to pronounce that, but starts with 2 indestructible charges, and the only way to take them off is by landing a heavy attack. So you want to bring someone who has like a really long heavy, and by long, I guess I want to say someone who takes up a lot of space. So like Captain America Infinity War, he lunges forward a lot. Psylocke actually moves quite a bit. So someone who moves forward quite a bit, so that after she uses her special one, you can just go in with a heavy attack and get those indestructible charges off. Someone who has more than one hit in their heart attack too is gonna make it a lot easier to get those indestructible charges off. But other than that, it's just a regular rogue fight. Shrugs off debuffs really quickly. So if you have, again, like a Sunspot who has an extended stun, it'd be really good, because it would take her longer to shrug off that debuff. So yeah, just be really careful with Rogue. I would suggest probably using a health boost, because there's a good chance that if you're not used to this fight, you are going to get clipped a couple times. So it's good to have that good safety net right there. Next is going to be Iceman. If you don't have a Frostbite immune champion, just bring in the champion who has the most amount of health, because his Frostbite at the beginning is going to take away quite a good chunk. With my Guillotine 2099, she has about 13,000 health, and that Frostbite takes away like 70% of her health at the beginning without him even landing a hit. So you have to be careful. You have to bring in someone also who has a large health pool. Someone who's good. If you don't have a Frostbite immune champion, you gotta be careful for that Frostbite damage. But other than that, try to get into Special 2. I personally think that's easier to dodge. And yeah, be careful with that ice armor. Next is gonna be Longshot. So This is an interesting kind of arcade sort of node brawl where every 10 seconds both champions gain an unstoppable passive. It is really cool if you want to die, I guess, because he hits harder than you. So if you both start hitting into each other, he's gonna win. So you might not want to hit into him while he's unstoppable. You know, just back up. You know, do your thing. Avoid his special attacks. Try to bring in someone who is incinerate immune because he can still kill you even if he doesn't even land a hit. So bring in a good incinerate immune champion and try to stay away from him from, you know, when you guys are both unstoppable. Next is going to be Psylocke. Again, nothing special about her. Just got to be careful with her heavy attacks. She moves quite a bit, so I usually dash back twice and she gets right up to me before her heavy attack is over, so just be careful with that. Nothing special about her. Next is going to be X-23 with the aspect of Nightmares node. Basically, you just got to bring in a champion who has more than 51% health. If your champion has exactly 50% health, they're going to die before they regenerate all their health back. So you got to be careful with that. Try not to get hit. Again, bleed damage. Try to bring in someone who might be bleed immune. But besides that, 50% health, and once you regenerate back, you're not going to lose your health anymore. So just got to survive the first 12 seconds and you should be okay. X-23 is not a very hard fight. So yeah, let's move on to the next one. The last fight here is going to be the Unstoppable Colossus. This is probably the most fun node in the game, to be completely honest. So the first 15 seconds, he's stunned and he's power locked. So you can just go in with whatever you can. I like to go in with She-Hulk with the really high crits. You know, with the special 2, 5-star rank 4, I can get off like a 22k special 2. Just really fun. Also Guillotine 2099 when she's all built up. You know, she gets in a couple combos. But usually I don't have a champion that can get him down within 15 seconds. So you might want to bring in someone who has a slow, you know, to counter the unstoppable. And definitely do not get hit because one hit will knock you out immediately with a 1000% fury. So be careful with that. But other than that, what you want to get out of this is a lot of tech champions, bleed immune champions, slow counters, one incinerate immune, one frostbite immune, and somebody with a really long lasting as well as a really long lunge. It takes up a lot of distance. So yeah, that's gonna be it for this video, guys. If this video was helpful, please leave a like, please subscribe, and other than that, I will be posting more content for this month's event quest, so stay tuned for that. Have a good one.